Hello and welcome back to the series where I try to conquer Pendor in 250 days. So, as you can see, I'm dead. Yeah, you know, that's just how you do, how you do. And basically, I have been for the last, I don't even know how long, basically for the last 20 minutes, I think. I actually don't know how long it's taken, but for a very long time, I've been fighting the Mist Mountain army. And the reason why I'm starting here is because I kind of wanted to skip most of that because it was not very exciting, I gotta say. Not very exciting, unfortunately. I personally would like it to be exciting, of course, when we have some footage in the video. But yeah, basically, pretty much what happened was we got onto this hill here. We started shooting a bunch of enemies. Wait, which hill was it? This one. Yeah, here we go. This hill over here, not that one. But yeah, we started shooting a bunch of enemies, killed a bunch. Then the Bear Claw Berserkers started to, close in on us. We basically lost, I don't know, 3 people from the Bear Claws before they immediately got killed. Because we were still having a critical mass of crossbowmen and, wonderful things like that. I died because I got shot by something. And I was already very low HP, as you know from the previous episode. We only had about 40% HP, so I died instantly from that. And yeah, it was like a headshot or something. What is going on here with these guys? Look at this. This is absolutely, wow, horseception right here. That's what's going on here. Look at this. Wow, okay, I'm actually very surprised. I was kind of wondering what was happening over here, because that was the reason why I was like, okay, because I was kind of just relaxing, just letting my units do their thing, keeping an eye, obviously, on the fact that we were losing people or not. And, well, we didn't seem to lose anyone super good, as far as I'm aware. We did lose a Heretic Magnus, which I got to admit, it was a little bit harsh. But 58 renown is our reward here. 58 renown. And that's exactly the reason why I wanted to stick to this battle. Julia also got 10 kills. Donovan got 10 kills, which is more than Lethal Durant. Can you believe that? I actually don't believe that for a second. Yeah, when I was seeing Julia's name in the combat log, I was thinking to myself, what is going on with her? She's so incredibly good. Anyway, as you can see right here, they still have 314, and I can't go into the battle. I cannot enter, because otherwise, if I do, we will lose. It is an auto resolve situation, unfortunately. So I'm hopeful that Anson will recover relatively quickly. He's at 15%. Yeah, this is going to be a bit annoying now, because the Ravenstern might decide that they want to attack, and if they do decide that they want to do that, then we may have done most of the work for them, because as you can see, this Mist Mountain army is looking extremely weak right now. Bear Claw Berserkers and so on and so forth are not very strong if you can kill them before they reach you. And here is our wages. I just thought it would be a good idea for me to update you on what we're currently getting here. So you can see the oil press and ethos is doing extremely well. Look at that, 558. Basically the exact same as the dye works at Windholm. Really quite surprising that we're getting such a huge amount from that. Very nice. Otherwise, we're just having a bunch of other random things, but the majority of the money is coming from the mercenary payment from the Bacchus Empire, which indeed is the main the main reason why I am staying a mercenary at the moment, because I just want to kind of make sure that we're okay as we're running around doing random stuff. Because what's going to happen eventually is I'm probably going to end up becoming a vassal at some point in the near future, because I don't need to finish my mercenary contract before I become a vassal. I can just jump from being a mercenary into vassalage straight away. As far as I remember, at least, I think you can do that. And being able to do that is just incredibly good. Very strong for us to be able to do that. So if we can do that in a good time frame, we should have enough to be able to actually achieve victory in general. But the question remains if we can actually capture stuff in sieges. I think the sieges and the siege mechanics themselves, they are going to be the main problem here. I'm kind of hoping that Anson's going to level up sometime soon. I mean, I think he is in this battle. He should be in this battle alongside me here. But yeah, I'm kind of hoping that he's going to level up a little bit. Because if he does, we're going to get some more engineering skill. And we do need that engineering skill, of course, because that is going to come in mighty handy when we actually start doing the sieges. And, well, as you can quite clearly see here, these battles are already won, basically. Yeah, Anson just got a kill. Very nice, very nice. Look at that. That's great. Okay, can I actually have a look? Oh, no, I can't have a look at my party at the moment. But what I want to do is I'm going to show you what Julia is using after this, because someone actually asked in the comments what she's using. And I know that it's not a terribly good weapon. Well, in general, like, I think it's like a chipped weapon or something like that, a chipped two-handed axe or something. But she is apparently just insane with it for some reason. I don't know why, but someone asked about it, and so I'll show you after this battle. And there you have it. That is indeed the end. Obviously, I basically just... Oh, never mind. Okay, I was going to say, that's it. I thought we were done, but apparently not. All right, so yeah, we're just going to charge at the rest of them. There's only a bunch of bandits remaining, I'm going to assume. And then we'll take a look at Julia's axe, and then we'll move on. And we'll hopefully be able to find some pretty cool stuff to do after this. I don't actually know what we're going to do, because we are indeed not at war against anyone at the moment. And there it is, and hilariously enough, Julia managed to get 3 kills in this very battle. That is actually hilarious, considering she is... well, basically there were so many people available for any number of kills, but they all were just... well, outdone by Julia for some reason. Anyway, very nice piece of armor right here. No one needs this, so I'm going to be taking it, and we'll just sell it. As you can see, most of this stuff isn't really worth massive amounts of cash, and we are taking the most expensive stuff. So, let's go and actually speak to Kavera, who leveled up apparently as well. So we can spec her into strength once again. I'm basically just specing them into strength and making them as powerful as possible when it comes to their... actual melee combat. And otherwise, this is what she's using. It is a chipped battle axe, if you could believe it. Yeah, it is a bit weird, because when she's using this, she is I wouldn't say unstoppable, because let's face it, she can die, but she is very, very strong. I guess it's because she might be using this. That might be the reason. She's using some very, very good armor, as you can see right here. I kind of want to steal those boots. I will steal them. I'm sorry, Julia. I will steal them. And I might steal that helmet as well. There we go. Okay, it's only a very small increase for me, but yeah, you know, it's kind of nice. It's kind of nice. Anyway, there you go. All right, so unfortunately, none of my maiden cavalry actually leveled up. I was kind of hoping that they would, but apparently not. Anyway, we'll move on to Poinsbrook for the moment, and we will see... there is a Jatu army there. Yes, it would be wonderful if we could take on a... I see. Yes, you'll cease fighting the children of the Mist Mountains. Yeah, well, this is the funny thing. If you take a look at victory progress right here, you can see that the Mist Mountain barbarians are crushed, right? So to technically win Pendor, right? And I've done this before in the past, by the way, so if you want to check that out, there is, you know, huge amount of different playlists through the playlist menu, whatever, you know, on the channel, so you can easily find that yourself. Otherwise, as you can see, if you do want to achieve complete and total victory of Pendor, you're going to have one kingdom remaining. The Noldor must have favorable or better relations. The Mist Mountain tribes must either be obliterated or destroyed, and every other minor faction must be obliterated or destroyed. In other words, these guys are not yet done. If we can find another Mist Mountain army, we might be able to obliterate them. I don't actually know whether they respawn at that point. I don't think they do, actually. So it could be a bad idea, to be honest. It could be a bad idea for us to do that, because that basically then takes away a potential source of Qualis gems if we don't have Mr. Wolfbode coming back. So that is obviously a little bit of a little bit of an issue potentially. But yeah, Cure to the Ravager, obviously we don't really want to deal with him. He is going to be extremely, extremely powerful because he just has so many cavalry. And obviously Jatu armies, we already know what they're capable of. They're very, very strong. So the question remains, what do we want to do now? That's the thing. What do we want to do now? I actually don't know, because on the one hand, I am thinking, well, what about if we create war? But if we create war, we have the potential for being kicked out. I don't know. Maybe. It depends. Wait a minute. What? They have 600. I was actually kind of thinking that they had 400 for a second. Well, it looks like we might have an opportunity for a Qualis gem here from Oswald de Flair. Yes, let's do this. So this is a guy that literally just got hired this very instant by the Ravenstern. And I gotta say, I am actually extremely lucky to get this guy by himself. Because if I were to wait a little bit longer, he would have probably come along with King Gregory, and that would have been extremely uncomfortable. So yeah, I'm very, very happy that we actually had this happen. Now, if I can just... Oh, is my horse lame right now? Oh no, it's because it's a snow... Yeah, it's because it's a snow battlefield, my bad. Alright, so yeah, anyway... This particular party is actually quite dangerous. They have massive amounts of adventurers, by the way. Yes, massive amounts of adventurers. And they have a lot of Blackheart Knights, Rogue Knights, and so on and so forth. So we do have to be a little careful. But my distraction strategy, as you can see, is working very, very well. It's always very funny when this kind of thing happens, because the AI is so funny when it comes to this, because they literally just go, ah yes, I will follow that random individual across the entirety of the battlefield. And, you know, as I said, I don't actually mind if I die here. Me dying here doesn't really... it might matter, it might matter a little bit. So it would be good if I didn't die, of course. But the distraction was too good to pass up, because you could see here that now we are starting to get overwhelmed a little bit, and I kind of wanted to prevent that from happening. Oh well, never mind. Yeah, as you can see, these guys, very, very harsh, very, very harsh, and for me personally, I'm not really capable of eliminating them that easily, because I do have extremely low combat skills. However, if we can eliminate these fellows, this is going to be really, really good. This is going to be super, super good. I am basically going to be staying in here, by the way. I'm not going to be retreating for any reason whatsoever, because I think that Oswald has already been eliminated. As you can see from the wounded here, we have one wounded enemy, and I'm assuming that's him. And so I don't want to potentially retreat and then mess it up, because I'm always a little bit worried about that, a little bit paranoid about it, because even though I think I've done something like this in the past, where I've eliminated the unique spawn by, you know, knocking him unconscious and then exiting and then coming back in, as long as you don't click leave on the, you know, should we say, intermission screen, if you can call it that. You know, the one that says charge or auto-resolve or leave. As long as you don't click leave, then everything should be fine, and you should still be able to take the guy prisoner. So there is that, but that's just something that I'm always a little bit, you know, worried about. So I don't want to make a mistake if I don't have to. If I have to retreat, then I'll take the chance, obviously. But if I don't have to take the chance, then, you know, I'm obviously fine. I'm obviously fine with that. So, yeah, we are probably going to be absolutely fine here. I mean, you can see that we are absolutely destroying. He does have 223, so it will take us a bit of time to kill the rest, I think. And there it is, the victory. Oh yes, 53 renown for us right there too, which is absolutely fantastic. Now, he did obviously get eliminated, as you see, so that was the guy that was wounded, so I'm obviously pretty fine with that. And now let's see, are we going to get him? Yes, we do. Oh yeah, there we go. You are my prisoner now. Yeah, so this is actually quite funny because this is one of the unique spawns that you can fight that is obviously hired by a faction. And it is, I think, one of the easier ones to eliminate just because he only has around 200 units. And that fundamentally makes it so much better, like really so much better to deal with. You know, it's really, really good actually. So anyway, yeah, we have a bunch of really, really good gear as well, by the way, for us to potentially get. Yeah, look at that. Oh, our people are going to be outfitted in some of the best gear available. This is so good. Absolutely so fantastic. So we're just going to take absolutely everything that we can here. There we go. Wonderful. Look at that. That is amazing. That is so, so good. All right. So we do have Anson, and he has leveled up. Look at that. He has actually leveled up. This is fantastic. So there you go. Look at this. This is great. So I'm going to go for surgery and I'm going to go for engineering. The main reason why I'm going for engineering is because I am a little bit suspicious that we might be starting some sieges relatively soon. And I kind of want to be ready for that just in case. Because it could very well be that it is sooner than we think. And apart from that, well, you know, I just want to make sure that he's ready for it just in case. Alright, so everything else is good. I can now speak to him in just a moment, but I need to actually sell first. Alright, so before he has the opportunity to, well, potentially escape, I actually don't know whether he can escape, to be honest, because we do have, you know, a pretty significant amount of prisoner management, and, you know, I don't even know whether, can they escape? Can they escape, actually? Maybe they can, maybe they can't. I don't know. I don't really want to chance it. Alright, so anyway, what we're going to do is we're going to accept a Qualos gem for your freedom. Yes, we are. There we go. That is it. Fantastic. Look at that. And he's going to be back sometime soon as well, which is going to be even better, because that means, oh yeah, that means we can get another one. Alright, so we're now in Sarlian, and I'm going to be speaking to Phineas once again, and this is going to obviously be the time when we get another elixir. And so I'm going to do that, as you can tell, obviously. Unfortunately, because we've already consumed 3 Qualos gems beforehand, we now have only 1 strength, agility, and charisma coming our way, which is a little bit unfortunate, but that's okay, because now we've reached all these wonderful milestones, and that means the next time I level up, which is not going to be that long, I will be able to get 9 in leadership and in prisoner management, and that is going to be exceptionally good. Because I attacked Oswald, it is now time for us to attack the Ravenstern. Technically, I can make peace with them. Huh. Yeah. Technically, I can make peace. Oh, you know, yeah. Do I want to do that? I don't know. I don't know. I mean, okay. Look. What are we going to lose if I remain at war against the Ravenstern? What am I going to lose? I'm going to lose my Ironworks in Cinderfall, which is only, admittedly, giving me around 200 to 300 dinars, which is not really that much. Other than that, what am I gaining? I'm gaining a way to generate renown. I'm gaining a way to generate experience, because otherwise I'm going to have to do, well, what? Tournaments? Stuff like that? Yeah, no. I think this is good. I think this is good. We will attack. Because we only have -4 and now -7. We're up against 283. And look at the renown value that we're getting for this. Renown value is very, very good. Not too bad. And this is the first time we're actually dealing with the Ravenstern themselves, because we've never actually fought against them so far in this series. And I think it could be quite fun, you know? Could be quite fun. So let's actually just spread out the archers real quick. And we are basically just going to tell them to hold fire as well, because I'm pretty sure the Ravenstern are going to be a little bit limp when it comes to their initial charge. So I don't really want to, you know, go all out just yet. It's probably going to be a big mistake. I'm going to just let my cavalry just do some of the work, because we do have Lethal Durin here, and we do have a handful of other people that can potentially, you know, hit hopefully from range. I don't know. As you can see, they're absolutely useless right now for some reason. I don't know why, but yeah. Anyway, the fact is, I was kind of thinking of attacking King Gregory himself, but then I thought to myself, well, actually that doesn't really do much for us, you know? Doesn't really do much, because unless he has lost a lot of territory, which obviously he hasn't, it's not really going to do anything, you know? Because we could get his unique weapon, you see, in that case, you know? As long as he has, what is it now? Is it like 80% of Ravenstone or something like that? I don't know. I can't remember the actual calculation right now, but basically, as long as a particular faction has only a handful of fiefs remaining, you can speak to their leader, and then you can, yeah, you can force them to give a unique weapon that they have. And I can't remember which one has the best weapon. I think it is... I actually can't remember at all. I know the Empire guy has a sword, as far as I'm aware. I think he has a sword. And I think the Ravenstone fellow, I think he might have a sword as well. Actually, I'm unsure. So don't quote me on any of this. But you could look it up on the wiki if you're interested. I don't remember now. I've only really gained those kinds of things one time. Because I wasn't really bothering otherwise, you know, because why bother when you can completely capture the entirety of the enemy's fiefs, you know? You don't really need their weapons, do you? Especially when you're using a rune weapon that has been enchanted as well, which is usually what I tend to use. You know, get a ruby or a sapphire weapon and, you know, just have a grand old time that way. And in general, yeah, you can do that, you know? And that's also something that we could have done with my Qualis gem there, by the way. Obviously, you've probably already typed that, maybe. You've probably already typed that in the comments section, that I could have spent the Qualis gem on something else. But from my perspective right now, a rune weapon, while it is very strong, and while I would personally say that if you're going to be playing this normally without a time limit, a rune weapon is a fantastic investment. One of the best investments you can probably make, with the exception of obviously spending the time getting the Noldor on friendly terms. But as we do have a time limit, I don't think it's that worth it. I think it could be worth it in a combat-oriented character, but Iceni in this variation is not very strong. Like, yes, okay, she can get kills, you know, as you've seen here. She can do pretty good damage when she's dealing with, you know, big speed bonuses and stuff like that. But when she's just on foot regularly, she's not that strong, unfortunately, just because that's just how it is, you know, that's just how it is, you know. If you don't have speed bonus or anything, then of course you're going to be hitting for a lot less. However, a rune weapon really makes a big difference in that regard, you know, it really does. So, you know, if you do have a low strength character, a rune weapon is the way to go, but time and availability of Qualis gems, I'm personally preferring to spend it right now in stats. But I'm just letting you know that if you're, you know, if you're wanting to, then you do have the opportunity to go for a rune weapon instead. And there is a possibility of doing that. I'm just personally deciding to do something a little bit different here, just so that we can make sure that she is as powerful as possible, as early as possible, so that if I, you know, for example, I mean, I do want to get the next level, of course. If I can get the next level, then I'll be very, very happy, because that will then mean that, once again, we can get leadership and prisoner management to 9, which, well, as you know, is probably going to mean that we'll be able to pretty much capture anyone that we so desire. So if we do see any more unique spawns, I will be able to attack and indeed capture them, which would be fantastic. That would probably be one of the best things that we could possibly do, because then, once again, we can get another Qualis gem and so on. And if we actually have the opportunity to even win against a lot of these unique spawns, we could even be swimming in so many Qualis gems that we might be able to even get that rune weapon in the end. You know, the only reason why I'm not prioritizing it right now is because I personally think that having the stats is going to make more of a difference right now than just keeping the Qualis gem in my inventory and trying to unlock the Mines of Al-Aziz, because obviously I do have to get the map. First of all, I do have to get the map from Brother Randolph. I think it is Brother Randolph that has the map. And yeah, I actually can't remember what I have to pay him now. But it, you know, as I said, it's easy enough to look it up and everything. But yeah, anyway, this should be a pretty much done deal. And there's the victory. Unfortunately, we did end up losing one maiden adventurer, but that's actually not too bad. 38 renown for us. Did I actually say 38 renown already? I actually can't remember. Okay, well, whatever the case, there it is. And indeed, we do have to finish them off. This is one of the only things that I am not very pleased about when it comes to Warband. Also, obviously, the limited amount of siege mechanics that you can do, but you know, that's just a remnant from the base game and stuff like that. But yeah, generally this particular mechanic, it would be so nice if we could circumvent that. I don't really want to do an auto-resolve, because you know how auto-resolves go. Well, amusingly enough, the one kill that I got there was apparently enough to push me over into the next level, which is pretty crazy. Surprisingly enough. I'm actually thinking right now, do I want to let this guy go? Or do I want to take him prisoner? Because he was pretty rude to us when we first initially attacked him. He basically said some kind of thing about how we shouldn't be here and that we are a dirty individual of some kind. And so I was like, oh, really? Are you serious? Come on now, that's not very nice. So I'm actually thinking I'm going to take him prisoner. I'm going to let this guy go, though, because he has a good personality. And we are otherwise just going to let people take whatever they want to take. Adonia is going to take some stones. Oh, that sounds like a great idea, Adonia. Yes, that's wonderful. Anyway, let's see what else we can get. All I can say is that taking some of this really expensive armor is making a huge difference to our coin purse. Look at this. I am literally making about, what, 10,000 almost? Every single time we go into the marketplace. That's just incredibly good, in my opinion. Okay, so yeah, anyway, what we're going to do, I leveled up, of course, so we are going to get that other point in intelligence. Obviously, I do want to level my intelligence still all the way to 30 if I can actually make it there in time. I don't know whether we will be able to, but I'm going to try. And otherwise, we are just going to get one more point in leadership, one more point in prisoner management, and that is it. And my archery proficiency is actually looking pretty good right now as well, which is surprising. But I suppose that's all the wonderful Qualis gems that we've gone nom on, isn't it? Yes. Anyway, that is going to be it for this episode. I thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.